if you think you can drink your opponents under the table, then you might want to check out Tokkuri Taking. Let's take a look at how this one plays. In this game, players are trying to drink the most sake and hopefully not have any of their Tokkuri vessels left over in front of them filled up too high, as those will be worth negative points. Players start the game with 7 cards, and they will immediately put one face down in front of them as a Tokkuri and fill it up to 10. If players have dummy cards, they might want to put those down in front of them, as they can only be paid face down, and they'll hopefully want other players to empty them because they are not worth any points at the end of the game if emptied. So I might put that one down in front of me and again fill it to 10. Then players will take turns either playing a card to drink sake or putting another one face down in front of them if they cannot play a card to drink. When playing a card to drink, players have to drink out of a certain number of Tokkuri depending on how many numbers are shown on the card. So if I had this one, I would be able to play this and just drink 5 out of my own because I have enough in it. This one gives players a choice of range. This one just means they have to drink 7 from one and 2 from another, 1 from 3 different ones, and it also forces players to pass cards, etc. So if I cannot play one of these cards because maybe there aren't 3 Tokkuris out on the table, then I'll have to play another one face down in front of me. At the end of a round, players will score a point for each Tokkuri that they emptied that was not a dummy and that is set in front of them, and they will lose 2 points for every Tokkuri still in front of them that has more than 3 sake left in it. The player that has the most points at the end of the round will collect the difference of their points to every other player's score with these coins, and we'll play either a certain number of rounds till players are happy or until somebody goes bankrupt and runs out of coins completely, and then the player who retains the most coins wins the game. I thought this game sounded neat, but I thought that it was a little confusing in execution. I thought the rules were a little bit vague, and it felt weird that if you didn't have a vessel in front of you, you didn't have to play one face down. You could continue drinking from others at the table, and depending on the player count and just kind of how everything works out, it can feel for some players like they're always putting ones down in front of them, only for other players to be able to drink out of them, leaving them to not really get any points during the game. I also thought that a couple of the special abilities on cards were explained a little too vaguely in the rules as well. Ultimately, I just kind of thought the game was fine. It's a pretty standard card game. It can kind of go on for a little bit too long if players are kind of taking turns winning those tokens. So I definitely recommend setting a number of rounds that you want to play ahead of time, either, until somebody runs out of coins or X rounds. I think that just feels a little bit better so that you know when the game's going to end if nobody is kind of running out of coins completely. But overall, I just kind of thought it was fine because it was a little bit confusing, and even when I got a better handle on the game, I just kind of thought that I had so little control over what cards I was able to play, because if somebody else had better cards to drink out of the vessels before me, I then was left only being able to put something down in front of me, giving myself even more negative points. So that felt very punishing. But check out my full thoughts on the blog today to decide if this one might be for you.